Do you want to reach more new potential readers? Do you want more people to find your books? If that is the case, then you need to have a strategy when it comes to marketing yourself using social media. In this episode of A Year of Writing, I wanted to talk about marketing for authors on social media. Social media is a great place for you to reach out to new potential readers and also to connect to the writer community. You can use it as a platform to market yourself for free, or you can use it for marketing by using ads as well. So it's a very versatile way for you to reach out to new people. So welcome to the last episode of season 1 of A Year of Writing. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and listening to the podcast so far. I've had a blast with season 1, and the season 2 is in the making while you're listening to this. Season 2 will be a little bit shorter. It will only contain 12 episodes. But yeah, I really look forward to producing it together with you guys. And if you have anything specific that you want me to touch on in the podcast, let me know in the comments or reach out to me on social media. Before we kick this episode off, I wanted to introduce myself to the new listeners. My name is Natalie. I'm a published author and a growth marketer. And for those of you who don't have a marketing background, I wanted to share some of my advice on marketing. And the first thing that you should know is that there is something called a marketing funnel, which is super important for you to understand. Because when it comes to marketing yourself on using social media or any other platform, you need to remember that you, the author, your book, your entire brand, that is you as a company. It's not you as a private person, it's you as a company, which means that you should treat this as a job. And that means that, things that aren't interesting to people who don't know you, you should probably not post that, because that will actually discourage new people from finding you and from, getting to know you. And so the first part of the marketing funnel is people who don't know you. Usually, they can potentially become leads. So you need to start by building awareness. And at the awareness layer of the funnel, you can see the funnel as an upside down triangle, I guess. And right now we're in the big funnel, the big part right at the top of the triangle. And here you should build awareness. So you should try to reach as many people as possible. And you can do this by following trends, like using trending audio and trending videos within your niche. I'm going to talk a little bit more about niche later on, so bear with me about that one. You can use social media to get yourself and your book in front of a target audience. And how do you do that? Well, one way to, get a lead is to actually get them, on social media, to get them to follow you or, get them on your email list. Those are great ways for you to actually, move them from the awareness part of the funnel to the prospect part of the marketing funnel. And in the prospect part, these are people who follow you and the people that you have some kind of relationship with, and they know what you do, or maybe they know you for being an author or for something like that. But these are people that you can establish a relationship with, and these people might one day become readers. Here, I would recommend doing some content that is a little bit more closer to you. So maybe not only like super funny trending stuff, but actually share some, personal stuff. What's your writing routine? Show a blurb from your book or something like that. Be a little bit more personal here, but still stay within your niche, which is probably, being a writer or being a book blogger or whatever you are. And the last part of the funnel where we want to get people, that's the hardcore fans, I would say. And these are people like when they get to know you enough, or when you present them with things that actually interest them, sooner or later, they will trust you so much so that they will buy your book, or they will listen to your audiobook, or they will support you in what you're doing in one way or another. And that is also awesome. And things will probably start moving by themselves here. And if you want to grow on social media, as I said before, you need to switch your mind so that it's not about you anymore. It is about your business. It is about yourself as an author and as a brand. This is so important. And I know that some people don't want to hear this because they think marketing is hard. It really doesn't have to be. And you can do marketing, you can do social media marketing without showing your face. You don't have to be like me who, make videos and post stuff like that. You can actually be anonymous, but then maybe you should have a book blog stuff account or some other kind of niche where you share stuff that is personal to you, but where you don't have to share your face. I know that there are some famous poets that share poetry, handwritten or written on a typewriter. They never show their face. And that's their way of marketing themselves and their art. So if you want to grow on social media, you have to switch your mindset and remember that it's not about you anymore. It is about your audience. And the best way to adapt your posts to your audience is, of course, to know them. So, are you targeting readers who want to read posts about books, or who read similar themes to like your book? Or is your account more writing focused? Because then there will probably be less book posts. But yeah, you need to think about this and maybe experiment a little bit with what kind of content you want to have. Make sure that your niche brings value to your audience. What can you bring to the table that is something new that brings value to them? And another key to growing on social media is to actually remember that it is a social media. So make sure to strike conversation, ask questions, and try to be social. Comment on other people's posts. Don't just expect them to comment on yours and to engage with yours. Engage with them as well. This is super important because that brings, because that will build trust in the long run and might move them from being a potential reader to actually becoming a hardcore fan. So how do you do all this? Well, I touched upon this before, but the first step is to decide on your niche. Niche down, pick one niche, something that you can talk about forever and ever and hours at end. Because when you clearly define your niche, that will automatically, give you some kind of target audience. And this can also help with book sales, because if you know that you write for, young adults, then maybe have that kind of niche, know what sets your writing apart and create a brand that reflects your style and your tone of voice when writing. Tip number 2 is to optimize your social media profile. So use a professional and recognizable profile picture and write a compelling bio that clearly communicates who you are, what you write, and why people should follow you. Have some kind of hook or some kind of thing that will make sure that, that will intrigue their interest. And tip number 3 is, of course, to post consistently. And yes, I know I've talked a lot about this before, but it's true. For the algorithms to work in your favor, you have to post consistently. And it's not only about that. It's also about you getting to know your target audience and getting to know what they like, because the more you post and the more regularly you post, the more you can see what they respond to. So do they like the book posts that you post, but not the ones about your writing, or what engages them the most? Look at the statistics and see what they like. And I know that, this can be a hard one to actually do. So I do recommend using, there are a lot of tools for auto publishing. I use them myself for almost every social media that I have. And it saves me a lot of time. It really, really does. And here you can also plan out your content in a content calendar. and you can decide on a focus for the month. So let's say it's the release month for your book. Maybe I should actually do a podcast episode about this because there's so much to say about it. But just to keep it short, you can post things like quotes, reviews, writing tips, whatever from that book, and you can like make an entire marketing package for your book launch. But yes, in season 2 there will be an episode about this, so don't worry. And tip number 4 is, of course, to engage with your audience. Make sure to answer all the comments, all the DMs, and, reach out to them, ask them questions, and be a part of the community, because that is what builds true relationships once you meet them in real life. I'm so grateful for all the writer friends and reader friends that I've made from social media. I usually meet them at like book fairs and stuff like that, and it's amazing. I love it. You can also run giveaways and competitions on your channel just to boost that reach, and share some, behind the scenes content about your writing process. And with all this said, the way for me to stay consistent is to continuously plan ahead and to make sure to actually set aside time for creating content for all the different platforms that I'm on. As you may know, I have a YouTube channel, I have podcast, social media, I have a website, and I'm writing books as well. So, it's a lot to do, but that is why I've actually blocked time in my calendar, and I use, scheduling tools and things I automate some parts of this just to make it easier. And I also try to, experiment and see what you guys like and what you respond best to. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for this season. We've had, if you're curious about how many people actually listen to the podcast, I made a wrap-up video about all my, writing and things that has to do with writing, like this writing podcast. I made a YouTube video about that where I shared all the numbers and stuff. So if you're curious about that, go and watch. Yeah, go and watch the video on my YouTube channel. But thank you so much for this year. It's been a blast. I will talk to you soon. The next episode will be released, I think, on the 13th or something like that. Yeah, the 13th of January. Bye.